Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Holy Ghost Prep, where we have live baseball action between the Firebirds of Holy Ghost Prep and the Skins of Neshaminy High School. I'm Caden Stewart.
I'm Steven Zagel.
And we'll be your voices for today's game. In the pregame, the Firebirds raised their Eastern State Champion banners. They look to repeat the same here today, and it all starts with a game against Neshaminy here at 12. We'll be back in a minute with the first pitch as the Firebirds take the field to start, and leading off for Neshaminy will be Anthony Trommer. Alright, so welcome back to Holy Ghost Prep, where the first pitch is underway with Reese Accord on the mound for the Firebirds to start, and the first pitch taken for a strike by Anthony Trommer in center field. Pitch number 2 is a tad high, and the count evens at 1-1. Accord back into his stance in the 1-1 pitch, and the dirt ball 2. The 2-1 is taken for a strike, and the count now 2-2. Again, Trommer leading off, playing center field and wearing number 3, Accord on the mound. And the 2-2 pitch is on and fouled off. The count stays 2-2 to Trommer. And the pitch swung on, hit the left side, caught by Kalak, throws to first in time. And the first Ryan is retired by the Firebird defense. Trommer on the ground out over to third. Kalak makes the play, and the Firebirds have one down and no man on. And that brings up Rob Del Buono. Pitch from Del Buono. Taken high. So Steven, you made your broadcast debut the other day. How do you think you felt about that?
It was a little weird at first. I was getting used to it, but I think as the game went on, I got better. And it sucks that the team lost, but it was a good game.
Yeah. Good 4-3 finish. Firebirds falling to, who was that?
The CB West,
Yeah,
I
CB
believe,
West,
right?
thank you. Yep. The 2-0 pitch is fouled back, and the count now 2-1. Delbuano starting at second base today and wearing number 9 for Neshaminy.
He's had a good start to the year, hitting 303 so far.
Nice. If you're a career 300 hitter in the MLB, you're in the Hall of Fame. So certainly
sure.
a good start. The 2-1 taking the top of the zone for ball 3. And Accord's pitch is just missing this at bat. 3 balls, 1 strike to Delbuano. And the pitch taken in the dirt. I guess that was ball 3, and the count now 3-2.
My apologies. He's hitting 312. He was hitting that in his career, the other one. He's hitting 312 so far this
He is
season.
a career 300
So
hitter.
yes, he
That's
is.
impressive. Full count pitch to Delbuano. In the dirt, ball 4. So Accord allows his first base runner of the game at the second batter. It's a walk to Delbuano, and it's now the number 3 hitter, Jake Kozlowski, the designated hitter. And we get a huge gust of wind at the broadcast.
Well, as long as no baseball is coming at us like it did yesterday, I think we'll be fine.
Oh yeah. I still can't believe I left you hanging on that. I just completely ducked out of the way,
Yeah, I
didn't
know.
try to give you a heads up, anything.
Kane was very disappointed in himself that he did not catch the ball.
Yes, I should have caught that. It was right at me too. The pitch is taken for a ball, it appears. Or no, it was thrown back. Pardon
Yeah.
me. Can't really see who the man standing in front of us. So still is Kozlowski waiting for his first pitch. And the pitch swung on, hit well, left center field, backing up, and caught in left by Matt Rindell, who's usually on the mound. And he brings about the second out by the Firebird defense. Neshaminy has a man on first and 2 outs, and their cleanup hitter Robert Harrison, the first baseman, coming to the plate.
Rindell's like
So the first pitch to Harrison, taken up high and away, it got away, and Delbuano stays at first. And so the Firebirds with 2 pitchers in their lineup, Accord, who usually plays in the outfield, on the mound today, and then Rindell, who usually plays on the mound, is now on left.
got a few Otanis on our team, I guess.
Yeah, especially Accord, who's hit 2 home runs in his last 2 games. And the pitch check swing foul, and the count 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Harrison. Stealing is Delbuano. The throw goes down to second, and it hit Delbuano. So he'll be in there safely.
Some good early aggressiveness by the Skins there.
Yeah. And man scoring position now, 2 outs. Harrison, the first baseman, sitting in cleanup. And waiting for the third pitch of his at-bat from Accord, who's still waiting for his sign. Now Accord has it, and he throws. Swung on, hopped up, shallow left, coming in on his Kalak at the infield, and a miscommunication. It appears it was caught. Kalak failed to call off.
Looks like Matt Gonglet caught it there.
So Gongwa makes the catch, but Kalak and Gongwa collided. But the Firebirds get out of it unscathed. We're through 1/2 of an inning. It's the Neshaminy Skins 0 and the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds coming up. So there's Noah McDermott leading off for the Firebirds in the bottom of the first, and he sends his first pitch in the air to left field, over on the hill, and almost a diving catch by the left fielder Dan Nacito, who went full send onto the slanted hill over in left field. Ball falls harmlessly to the ground, and it's an 0-1 count to McDermott.
Sorry, Caden.
Sure.
A little fun fact for you. Dan Nacito, the left fielder from Neshaminy, is actually Joey Amati, the first baseman for Holy Ghost's cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
So a little family rivalry here today.
Yeah.
So 0-1 pitch taken up and away for a ball 1. Ryan Jacobson getting the start on the mound for Neshaminy today, wearing number 20, and he has a 1-1 count to the leadoff hitter Noah McDermott. And the 1-1 in the dirt. It's now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to McDermott. The pitch taken down low and inside. That's ball 3. McDermott has been on fire his last 2 games, recording multiple hits in both, including a 2 RBI double in the last game to tie the game up at 3, even though the Firebirds would eventually lose by 1. A 3-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped over the left field side. It's going to stay fair. It's a race to the first base marker, and McDermott's there safely. So McDermott leads off the inning with an infield single, and that brings up Eddie Rosado, the right fielder. And the pitch from Jacobson. McDermott steals, and they throw back to first, and McDermott got there safely even with the throw. The speedster, Noah McDermott, able to slide into second base safely, even with a no pitch as Jacobson went right to first base. And there's now a man in scoring position with nobody out for HGP in the bottom of the first.
Great effort by McDermott both times.
Yeah. First pitch to Rosado. Swung on, chopped over the
Hits
left
off
field
of
side. He's going to
Jacobson.
stay in the infield. The throw from second, not in time. Back-to-back infield hits for the Firebirds as Rosado reaches first on another infield hit, this time to second base, and then our man on the corners, nobody out for Aiden Robbins. And now a brief mound visit by the whole Neshaminy infield. And now they'll break it up. Man on the corners, nobody out for the Firebird offense in the bottom of the first. It's currently 0-0. As HGP looks to strike first after raising their Eastern State Champions banner. And did we get a pitching change?
No, it was just a little mound visit, looked like. Because he got hit by the pitch.
Ah.
So I guess they were just checking on him.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense. So Jacobson stays on the mound, even with the contact, and he'll face Aiden Robbins, the usual leadoff hitter for HGP. They check back to first. Rosado gets back in time.
The Firebirds have changed their lineup a little bit, it looks like, today. Overall, it looks pretty different.
And the pitch from Jacobson. Taking up an in ball 1. 1-0 they count to Aiden Robbins. Rosado sits on first, McDermott on third. The 1-0 from Jacobson. Swung on. Hit in the air. Deep center field. That's carrying. And it'll stay almost in the park. It's caught against the wall.
Oh,
and
wow.
what a catch it was. Rosado will tag up. McDermott will score. McDermott tags up. Rosado thought about tagging up to go to second. And what a play by the center fielder, Anthony Trommer, who was down for a second but now gets back up as Trommer robs a home run from Aiden Robbins. McDermott does score, so it's 1-0, but Rosado forced back to first. So a man on first and 1 out for the Firebirds in time for the cleanup hitter and the pitcher, Reese Accord. The pitch from Jacobson. Rosado steals from first. The throw goes down, and Rosado down sliding as the ball got away. But good backup by the shortstop, Michael Morrow. So Rosado steals second, so a man on second and 1 out for the Firebirds. Accord ready for the second pitch of his at-bat. And it's up high for ball 2. So wind definitely a factor here, especially on that last Aiden Robbins fly ball. The wind took it almost out of the stadium. And it would have been out if it wasn't for a diving catch by Trommer. The 2-0 taken down and in for ball 3.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to see how much of a factor that is, because obviously with the more wind, at least the way it's going today, it could push more balls out that maybe weren't supposed to go out originally.
Especially, yeah, definitely. I look back Rosado, and no throw will come. Rosado stole second after reaching on an infield hit. He currently sits on second with the Accord at the plate in a 3-0. And the pitch swung on, hit shortly over to left, and the throw goes not in time. The third infield hit at the bottom of the first inning for HGP. It's Accord reaching first. Rosado got to third, and there's men on the corners with only 1 out for the Firebirds.
Jacobson throws back to first, and he is out.
Wow. So is that Accord is picked off, and there's now 2 outs and a man on third.
Oh no, it was Michael Walsh came in at first for Accord and got thrown out.
The pitch taken up and in for ball 1. So at the plate now is Matt Goldenbaum, a designated hitter, wearing number 24, and he has a 1-0 count. Pitch, swing and a miss. Count now 1-1 to Goldenbaum. Pitch taken in the dirt, and it's now 2-1. Jacobson stays on the mound. He's allowed 1 earned run and has a man on third with 2 outs. The pitch swung on and grounded foul and out of play, and the count now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Matt Goldenbaum. The pitch taken up and out, ball 3. Ball 4, pardon me. So Goldenbaum works a walk, and there's now a man on the corners, 2 outs for Will Kalak. Kalak batting 6th and starting in 3rd. He made the inning-ending catch in the top of the 1st. And the pitch. Taken for strike one. One ball, no strikes to Kalak. Pitch taken in the dirt.
You know, I think if you're Jacobson, if he can just get out of this with only one run, that's a good thing for him because this inning has not been great so far.
Yeah. There's men on the corners, nobody out at one point. Now there's men on the corners and 2 outs, but 1 run is scored as the 0-1 taken up and away for ball 1, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. One ball, 1 strike to the third baseman, Kalak. The pitch taken for strike 2, the count 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Kalak. Golden Bomb on first, and Rosado on third. They looked back to first, and Golden Bomb got back in time. A quarter was picked off at first, giving the Neshaminy their second defensive out in the bottom of the first. Golden Bomb looking to not be the second. And strike 3 called in the bottom end of the corner. So Kalak down looking. The Firebirds do get one in the bottom of the first, but they strand 2. And your score after 1 inning of play, and then the Holy Spirit Firebirds 1, and then the Neshaminy Skins 0. So leading off for Neshaminy in the top of the second was Luke Hardknock, who hit a single to left, and it's now Mike Arnheim coming to the plate. So man on first and nobody out for Neshaminy in the second. And the pitch taken outside for ball 1. Arnheim in right field to start. Hardknock on first for Neshaminy. The pitch swung on, popped up, shallow infield. Kalak calling him off, and was gone with making the catch. So Gonwick makes the catch over at short, and there's now 1 out in the top of the second. That brings up the left fielder, Dan Nosita, with a man on first and 1 out. McCourt's looking for his first strikeout of his outing. And the pitch taken inside for strike 1. Or ball 1. 1-0 the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. One and one now the count. Pitch to Osito. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So the count is 0-2. Now it's strike 3. McCourt has his first strikeout of his outing, and there's now 2 outs and a man on first for Neshaminy, with Andrew Plen coming to the plate. Plen playing a catcher today with wearing number 15. And the first pitch taken outside for ball 1. The 1-0-1 is fouled off the gate. And it's now 1-2, 1-1.
If you notice, Accord when he pitches, he's like staring at Hard Knock to like the last second, and then he pitches it. So I wonder if that's probably messing with him a little bit.
Possibly. 1-1 pitch to Nosito. One popped up. Or sorry, 1 pitch to Plen. Popped up foul, and the count now 1-2.
Bounced right in front of the field house.
Yeah. One ball, 2 strikes to Andrew Plen. Plen ready. And he now takes a step out of the box.
That was a little late there from Plen.
A late time called. Accord back into his stance, waiting for his sign. Hard Knock still looking to make a distraction at first. The 1-2, swung on, popped up, shallow right field, and it's caught easily over at second by Noah McDermott. The Firebirds get out of the inning after walking the first batter, after allowing a single to the first batter, and they're through 1.5 as the Firebirds 1 and the Skins 0. So the Fibers in the bottom of the second inning, they lead 1-0. And it's Matt Rindell leading it off in left field. So Rindell again playing left field, leading off for the Fibers in the bottom of the second. And the pitch up and away for ball 1. Ryan Jacobson still on the mound for Neshaminy. He got 1 strikeout and it allowed an earned run in his first inning. And the 1-0 pitch to Rindell. Check swing. Did he go? He did. You count 1-1.
Yeah, Jacobson did a good thing last inning, just getting out of that because it got a little hairy there. So
yeah. Pitch taken up and in, and that's ball 2 to Rindell. Pitch swung on, popped a ground ball over to third, picked up on a hop. There was the first in time. Luke Hardknock makes the play at third, and there was 1 out in the bottom of the second. That brings up Joe Amati, the first baseman. The first pitch to Amati taken for ball. 1-0 the count to Joe Amati. And a pitch in the dirt. Got now 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch taken for strike 1. Two balls and 1 strike to Amati. And the pitch swung on line drive just past the diving glove of a shortstop, Michael Morrow, and into left field. And it's a 1-out single for Amati. Struggled offensively in the last game, but bounces back in his first at-bat here. And that brings me number 9 hitter, Matt Gonglick.
that's what good players do. They just bounce back sometimes, you know.
Yep.
That's what they got to do.
Gonglick ready with a man on first and 1 out. And the first pitch to him. Taken for a strike. No balls and 1 strike, and the throw goes right over to second, or sorry, over to first. And they look back at Amati. Amati got back safely. Pitch taken high, and Amati looked back again, this time by the catcher Andrew Plen.
Amati taking a pretty short lead so far.
Yep. Throw home, swung on, chopped foul over the right field side and onto the street. A little street-like.
Yeah, street-like.
Yeah. More like pathway, almost driveway.
Well,
There's cars on there.
yeah, there you go. It's a street.
Amati looked back to first, and not in time to get Amati at first, and Gonglick stays in the box. Not sure what that sequence was. The whole infield started moving in.
Yeah, that was We were just thinking about the street. We didn't see.
Yeah. Pitch taken low. And again, Amati forced back.
And I see someone walking their dog in left field, so that's fun.
Yeah. Thankfully, the core's not batting, or else they probably should be back there now. Pop up, shallow center field. Coming in on it is Troman, and he makes the catch. 2 outs now in the bottom of the second inning. It's still a man on first, that being Amadi for the Firebirds. And the top of the order coming up with Noah McDermott. Amadi stealing the first pitch to go back to first. Amadi did knock it under the tag.
Good tag there.
Yeah, it was a brilliant tag. Being able to get it on Amadi. He's a second base runner picked off today by HGP, and they get out of the inning without doing any damage. Neshaminy leads off in the top of the third, leading off for them Michael Morrow, but it's still the Firebirds leading at 1-0. Leading off at the top of the third for Neshaminy, Michael Morrow, the shortstop. We're having camera difficulties with our home plate camera, so we apologize to whoever's watching for the pitcher, as you can't see them with the fence in the way. We'll try to fix that whenever we can. However, we're unable to mid-inning to put our hands through the fence, obviously, at the home plate to be able to fix it. So I apologize for the delay. We'll try to get it back and running as soon as we can. For now, the outfield cam still works. But we'll leave it at home plate for the moment. So shortstop Morrow ready. Neshaminy still trails 1-0 in the top of the third. The pitch taken in the dirt for ball 4. And Morrow will head to first base with another leadoff walk. And that brings to the top of the order in number 3, the center fielder Anthony Trommer. The bunt goes back
stealing.
Morrow was stealing. They go back to first, and he's not in time. Now
Morrow
Morrow
goes
goes
to
to third, and no one paying attention at third base as Kalak was well off the mark. And there's now a man on first and third, just like that for Neshaminy, and a beautiful laid bunt by Trommer.
Great hustle there.
Yeah. Rob Delbuono up the plate now for Neshaminy, with men on the corners and nobody out. Looking to get Neshaminy in a tie game once again, or give them the lead. Goes from Delbuono, so on ground ball over to short, throws the second for one over to first, too far. A run will score. It's an RBI fielder's choice for Delbuono, and it's a 1-1 game. So it's now a 1-1 score, 1 out and a man on first for Neshaminy. And now it's Jake Kozlovsky at the plate. 0 for 1 with a pop out. And he hits one in the air, left field, or center field. Robbins coming in, he makes the catch, and he forces back to Albuano. Kozlowski over 2 with 2 pop outs, and that brings up Robert Harrison, who's also 0 for 1 with a pop out. Harrison playing at first base. Stealing is Delbuano. The pitch goes swing and a miss, and the throw goes down to second, not in time. So Harrison swinging and a miss, because Delbuano goes to second.
Seen a lot of stolen bases so far.
Yeah. 0-1 the count to Harrison. And the pitch in the dirt. One ball, 1 strike, now the count. And the 1-1 pitch to Harrison. Swung on, hit well, right field. Coming in on it is a core, and he makes the catch. Fibers get out of the inning, and that was Rosado who made the catch in right field. So Rosado makes the catch. The Fibers get out of the inning, but they do allow a run. The Neshaminy ties the game at the top of the third. It's a 1-1 game. So McDermott leading it off for the Firebirds here in the bottom of the third. Amadi was picked off going to second. So McDermott gets a second at bat. And it's a pop up to right field. It's down for a base hit. McDermott 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And he's been on a heater the last 3 games. And he gets the Firebirds off to a leadoff base runner as they start the bottom of the third. That brings up the right fielder, Eddie Rosado.
Yeah, McDermott was great yesterday, too. I think he had a stolen base yesterday also.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And he had 2 RBI.
Yeah, right. He's looked.
McDermott sits on first now. He'll look back to first. And he's back in time. Pitch to Rosado. Swung on ground ball. Over to second. Dropped to second. McDermott gets to first safely. And so does Rosado. The Firebirds have 2 men on as Rosado forces an error. And there's now first and second, nobody out for Aiden Robbins. And there'll be a quick infield mound visit for Neshaminy. So can we apologize for the camera quality? It's been shifted out of place multiple times. Not much we could really do about it at this point, unfortunately.
This wind's starting to pick up again.
Yeah. You can see on the outfield cam how much the wind's blowing in. So Reese Accord ready, or sorry, Aiden Robbins ready. He had a sac fly his first time up. And the pitch swung, ground ball, or pop up over to second, and it is caught easily. McDermott will not tag up, and Robbins flies out to give Neshaminy their first offensive out of the inning. And that brings up Reese Accord, the pitcher.
Seems like everyone on Ghost has reached an infield single so far.
Yeah. Accord ready. And the pitch. Taken for strike one on the inside corner. Accord 1 for 1 with the single, but he was picked off at first shortly after reaching. And on the 0-1, it'll be a quick time called by Ryan Jacobson. The 0-1 pitch, taken for strike 2. McDermott sits on first, Rosado on second. Both advance to base after reaching on the error. Accord down the count 0-2. And the pitch swung, ground ball, or pop up over the left, carrying a misread a little bit. It's caught in deep left. McDermott will tag up from second and get to third safely and standing up. And there's now man on the corners and 2 outs for HGP.
Ermheim lost a little bit there. I thought it was going to go behind him maybe.
Yeah. Brings up Matt Goldenbaum. 0-for-0 with a walk his first time up. And the pitch to Goldenbaum. Swung on. Hit well. Shallow left. Backing up and making the catch is the shortstop, Michael Morrow. And Neshaminy gets out of the inning unscathed. The Firebirds started the inning with men on first and second and nobody out. And they end the inning with men on the corners and 3 outs. We head to the top of the 4th. It's Neshaminy and the Holy Ghost Prep tied up at 1. Luke Hardnock, the third baseman, leading us off. in the top of the 4th inning for Neshaminy. It's a 1-1 game through 3 in the 7th inning bout. Hard knock ready. He's 1 for 1 with a single. He takes his first pitch in for a strike. So the pitch taken in the dirt, ball 1. Hard knocking on 1 for 1 with a single, and he takes hopping away, ball 2. Hard knock ready from the pitch from Reese Accord. And he swings and misses. I believe that's strike 2.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes to hard knock. Pitch taken just outside for ball 3, and the count now full.
Good day for baseball today. You know, a little windy, but
Very windy.
yeah, very windy actually. Yeah, very windy.
We have paper away to the booth.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure, phone, mic, and an elbow.
Yeah, I think we need to invest in some real paperweights.
Yeah. The pitch swung on, popped foul, and the count remains full at 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to count to hard knock. That's a good name, hard knock.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Hard knock.
It's a hard knock life.
Yeah. He should be, I wonder if he was on
Annie.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yep.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and a pitch ground ball over to third. Fielded by Kalak, throws to first.
Ooh, good hustle.
And just not in time.
Another infield single.
Yeah, it's hard knock out to first. He's now 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and it's Mike Amrine coming to the plate for Neshaminy.
Hard knock did not have a hard knock. I'm sorry, that was really bad.
Hard enough not to get to first.
Yeah. It's good. Little mound visit, it looks like.
Yep. Cord has 1 strikeout. He's allowed 1 earned run. And a mound visit happening in between batters for HGP. And the full infield and head coach come out. So we'll take a quick break as they talk to Reese Accord. It's a 1-1 game, and Neshaminy has a man on first and nobody out. So the athletic training staff came on to take a look at Accord, and now I'll throw a few warm-up pitches, as there appeared to have been a problem with his hand and or wrist. He seems to be fine as he's staying on the mound. A little off target, but he's getting there with ease. And he will stay on the mound as both the athletic trainers come off. So it's Mike Amrine at the plate for Neshaminy, waiting for the first pitch of his at-bat after a long delay. It's hard knock on first. And the pitch from Accord shows bunt, ground ball over to third, and foul.
Hard Knock tried to steal, but it went foul, so has
Yeah.
to head back. Would have had it too, I think.
He definitely would have had it, especially on the ball.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to look at your first base coach even when you're on first base. Because there's a bunt sign, you can almost guarantee you getting a second on a steal.
Definitely.
No balls and 1 strike to Amrine. He shows bunt again. This time it stays fair. Or I spoke too soon. Does not. Looks fair off the bat, and it just went.
Yeah, I guess it just went right out then.
Yeah. Back-to-back bunt fouls for Amrine, and it's now no balls, 2 strikes.
Hard Knock's like, I just want to steal already. Can you stop? Can you have it be fair, please? Stop having go foul.
As a common base runner I was playing, I had that same philosophy. Just if you're stealing, please don't swing, even if it's a strike. Shows bunt again. They chuck back to first,
Oh my God.
and not in time. But that pitch taken for a ball, so they count now 1 and 2.
Jeez.
One ball, 2 strikes to the right fielder Amrine, who's 0 for 1 with a pop out. Hard Knock looking to try again. And the pitch, he shows bunt again. And did he foul that one?
Wow.
Yeah, he fouled it. Bunt foul, so that's strike 3. 3 bunt fouls in the at-bat for Amrine, and there's 1 out. For those of you who don't know, if you bunt foul on the with 2 strikes, then that counts as strike 3. A normal foul ball will not. So Amrine strikes out. It's records second K of the day, and that brings up Andrew Plen, who takes high and away. Oh, sorry, that's Dan Nocito. Nocito 0 for 1 with a strikeout, the left fielder. He took high and away, so they count 0 and 1. 1 and 0. And the 1-0 pitch taking the top of the zone for strike 1. It evens up at 1 and 1. One ball, 1 strike. Accord has his sign, goes into his stance, and the pitch. Inside to Nocito.
That was unlucky for Hard Knock. He had about like 3 stolen bases there, and he had to go back every time.
Yeah. He still sits on first, this time with 1 out. Nocito ahead in the count, 2 and 1. And the 2-1 pitch from Accord, and he fouls it off. Or it popped up. This one stays fair. Called by Amadi, throws to first.
And he
got
got
him.
it at first.
Double
Great
play. Great heads-up play by Joey Amadi. Goes right to Reese Accord, the pitcher. Absolutely brilliant defensive baseball by HGP. Not so great base running for Neshaminy. And HGP gets out of the inning 1-2-3. We're through for 3.5 innings. The Firebirds won and the Skins won. Will Killick getting off the bottom of the 4th for HGP. He takes low for a strike 1. Killick 0 for 1 with the strikeout. And he fouls that one off, and it's now 2. No balls, 2 strikes to the third baseman, Will Kalak. 1-1 the score here in the bottom of the 4th. Jacobson stays on the mound for Neshaminy, and the pitch inside. May have actually gone behind.
I think it did, yes.
Yeah, went behind Kalak. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yo, your equipment you were missing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, ice cream
Ice
man,
cream
is that
just
goes.
pulled in there. Wow.
That's good business.
Yes, it is.
That's extremely good business. And the pitch, ground ball over to second,
play.
fielded cleanly, throws to first in time.
Nice play there.
Yeah. Kalak retired on the ground ball. He's now 0 for 2, and that brings up Matt Rindau. I'm pretty sure making everyone on the broadcast crave ice cream right now.
I know, right? And it's right behind us, too.
Yeah, it is directly.
I think it is on purpose.
Yeah. Big swing and a miss by Rindau. He's down the count 0-1. All right, what's your favorite ice cream? We gotta talk about this now.
Oh, like flavor?
Just like, you get an ice cream truck. You're in line, you have $5. What are you getting?
I
Swing and a miss by Rindau.
would say those, you know, like those SpongeBob, like,
Yeah.
those are always pretty good.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like those screwballs.
Oh,
The
yeah.
two
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
screwballs.
Those are good.
$2. It's a steal. Rindau down the count 0-2. It's shaken down low for ball 1.
Now, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Out of the big 3.
Yeah.
So chocolate, vanilla, strawberry.
Yeah.
Chocolate. But if I had to pick any, it'd be mint chocolate chip.
Okay.
1-2 taking up an in ball 2, and the count evens up in 2-2.
I'm a vanilla guy, I think. But
That was good.
yeah.
You think you actually need vanilla to make chocolate? Or
Yeah.
vice versa?
Oh, you do?
I think so. It's one of the 2. You need chocolate to make vanilla, possibly.
Okay. Well,
2-2 taken low. That's ball 3. This is why baseball and football are my 2 favorite sports to call, just because of the downtime.
yeah.
We can't talk about this type of stuff
No, we
on a
cannot.
cross broadcast or baseball broadcast.
No.
And the 3-2 taken high, ball 4. Rindau walks ever closer to the ice cream truck down the first base line. And there's a man on first and 1 out for HGP.
I mean, what basketball game is there going to be an ice cream truck that pulls up?
Wait, that'd be awesome. That'd be something else. Already a line, and that's a long line too.
I know, right? Wow.
That brings up Joey Amati, the first baseman. 1-4 with a single. They look back to first, and Rindau got back in time. Amati ready. It's shaken high for ball 1. Since the music is still going on, what's the most iconic theme song you've ever heard? Like it could be a food company, TV show, just iconic theme song.
I mean, it's not much of a song, but like McDonald's is pretty iconic. Like the
Definitely.
ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, that's it. So. Pitch taken for a strike, and the count 1-1 to Amati. I'd say actually probably the Cheers theme song. Throw back to the 80s show.
Yeah.
That's actually a really funny show. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch taken outside, and back goes Rindau to first. It's 2-1 to Amati.
I think Rocky has to be up there too. You know,
Rocky. Oh,
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that has to be up there.
We're talking about like nationally recognized. Like for Philadelphia, obviously that Rocky's #1, but
Yeah, true.
nationally, that one's hit well, but foul on the field side.
Good catch by a third base coach.
Yeah.
That is a big man.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Joey Amati. Amati will get 1-4 with the single. He was caught stealing last time he got the first. Rindau currently occupies first base with 1 out. And the pitch swung on, hit to left, or hit to short. Throw goes to first in time to get Amati. But getting to second safely is Matt Reindow, and the Firebirds have a man in scoring position with 2 outs. That brings up Matt Gonglick. Gonglick 0-4 with the pop out. Looking to break the 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the 4th. Gonglick sets. Pitch from Jacobson. Down low, ball 1.
Does he have to keep playing his music if he's already in the parking lot?
He's making it like a bandit so far, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, fair enough.
The line's getting longer.
Right? It's impressive.
Yeah. The pitch from Jacobson. Someone pops foul, right, or hooking near the foul line and just out of play.
Oh!
Off the windshield. And the car moves.
So
I'm just picturing the driver, like not paying attention at all, and then the ball hits his car. And
it bounced on the ground and then hit off the front of the car.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be funny to hit off the ice cream truck. That would be funny.
Yeah. Maybe that would stop the music.
Yeah, no.
That's a swing and a miss for strike 2 to Gonglick. One ball, 2 strikes to the shortstop. And the pitch. Taken top of the zone from ball 2. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count to Matt Gonglick. And that's ball 3. I already know, just from knowing them, I can already tell half the JV Ghost team wants to come over to the ice cream truck.
100%.
Like, as soon as that game is over, they're sprinting over here.
Imagine one of the kids playing, they just see their mom or dad or sister just like go over to the...
Yeah, and they don't get one.
And they don't get one.
That's real pain.
That would be sad.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch hit to right center and caught on the run. Only great catch by Anthony Trommer. He's had a lot of them today. Gonglick flies out to end the inning. And that's how the bottom of the 4th comes to an end. We hit at the top of the 5th. It's still a 1-1 game. Time to get some ice cream. We're at the top of the 5th inning. It's Neshaminy and Holy Ghost Prep tied up at 1 apiece. And we have a few position changes to give you a note of. Amadi has now moved to the mound, wearing number 17. Taking his spot at first base is Eddie Rosado, and taking Rosado's spot in right field is Reese Cord, who was formerly on the mound. Now you're called up, and Amadi's first pitch is swung on, grounded over to second, fielded cleanly by McDermott, throws to first in time. And Rosado makes it look easy on his first play attempt, and it's now 1 out and no man on for Neshaminy. That was a ground out by Andrew Plen. And that brings up Michael Morrow. The pitch swung, ground ball over to short. This time by Gongwick, throws across his field in time. 2 outs now on just 2 pitches for Joey Amadi. And it's now Anthony Trommer, the center fielder, coming to the plate, who's 1 for 2 with a first single and a ground out.
You know, that should be our new theme music, the ice cream truck.
Oh, yeah,
it's kind of cool to hear, just, you know, as we're talking.
That is the same ice cream truck.
Yes, yeah, no.
Same one, shorter line. That one popped foul on the right field side over near the ice cream truck and just missed it by a few feet. Flew on a hot by customer.
Is it bad I wanted it to hit the ice cream truck?
Well, isn't that interesting ethical dilemma, Steven Zagler? No balls, 1 strike to Anthony Trommer.
I talked to Mr. Hoban about that.
And the pitch, high and away. 1-1 now the count. And the pitch. Taken away again, ball 2. Man, I wish I had money.
Yeah,
That song
I
is
did not
doing its
take any
job.
cash. Yeah.
That song is doing its job. Pitch from Trommer, up high. 3 balls, 1 strike to Anthony Trommer. Amadi looking to battle back and earn his first strikeout.
Perfect day for it, though. There's a lot of people here today, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
It is oddly crowded.
It is. Probably because of the ceremony, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. The 3-1, taken up high, that's ball 4. And Neshaminy does indeed get a base runner in the top of the 5th. Trommer reaches base for the 2nd time today, and it's now Rob Del Buno, the second baseman, coming to the plate. Del Buno takes the ball. Del Buno is I think it's 0 for 1 if it's a fielder's choice.
Yes.
0 for 1 with the RBI fielder's choice and a walk.
He actually has 2 stolen bases, too, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. We look back to first, does Amadi.
Wow.
A little high, Rosado
Yeah.
makes the jumping catch. And the
That whole fielder choice thing's pretty confusing.
Yeah. Count stays 1-0 Del Buno, who did hit into the fielder's choice earlier. He provided Neshaminy's only run so far. And the 1-0 pitch, or not a pitch, nearly a ball because his leg went up near the plate, or to the plate. Nothing called, and no debate from Neshaminy. So the count stays 1-0. And Trommer stays on first. Now the throw goes home. And the pitch taken the top of the zone for strike 1.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those near balks the last few games.
Yeah. Balks are always interesting calls. It has to be like really blatant for you to say, okay, yeah, it's definitely a ball.
Right, and I feel like every ump sees it differently, too.
Especially.
You know, especially in the majors.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great jump.
Stealing to
Oh,
second.
not even close, yeah.
Yeah, stealing second easily is
Great
Anthony Trommer. And Neshaminy puts a man in scoring position. And a 2-1 count to Del Buno, who already has an RBI today. Two outs and a man on second. That man being Anthony Trommer. Del Buno waits for his 2-1. Pitch from Amadi. Swung on. Hit to left, dropping, and it's a base hit. Neshaminy will take the lead in the 5th inning. as Del Buno has an RBI single, his second RBI of the day. It's 2-1 Skins. And that brings up Chase Bonner batting for the DH, Jake Kozlowski. Neshaminy leads here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs and a man on first for the Skins offense. Bonner pinch hitting for Jake Kozlowski. Kozlowski was over 2 with 2 pop outs. This is Bonner's first at bat. And he takes strike 1. On the count. Bonner takes high, and Freeban thought about going to first. Freeban behind home plate. We haven't talked a lot about him today because of Matt Goldenbaum DHing for him, but KJ Freeban, the sophomore, getting the start behind home plate for the Firebirds. Amadi's 1-1, gets away. Del Buno thought about going to second. The throw goes to first, not in time.
That was close.
As Del Buno was caught in a conundrum in between first and second. But he's able to get back safely.
Good word, Kane. Conundrum. I like that.
Yeah, I was stuttering over for a second there. I couldn't think of it. It's like communication? No. And Bonner with a man on first. The 2-1 taken down the middle for strike 2, and the count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Somebody looking for his first strikeout. And he gets it here. Strike 3 called. Wow. Del Buno stole second. Oh, no, pardon me, that was strike 2. I thought it was strike 3, but it's strike 2. So the count now full as Del Buno steals second. So once again, Neshaminy, the man on second, and 2 outs. Three and 2 the count. The pitch taken just down low, ball 4. And there's now men on first and second for Neshaminy.
So I think Brennan Law has come in for Harrison also. I think PA announcer just said.
Yeah. Mr. Abramson PAing today. And that pitch swung on, fouled off on the left field side. So Brendan Law pinch hitting for Robert Harrison, who went over 2 with 2 pop outs, wearing number 22 instead of his usual number 30. The ice cream truck departing the parking lot behind us has Law ground ball over to second, fielded by McDermott. He throws to first, and it's in time. The Fires get out of the inning, but 1 run does score for Neshaminy's offense, and the Skins lead it 2-1 through 4.5. leading off in the bottom of the fifth inning for HGP is Noah McDermott. McDermott 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Fibers trail 2-1 against Neshaminy here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch to McDermott. Swung on, fouled off. McDermott ready for the next delivery. And the pitch swung on, ground ball over to short, glove play, bobble, and it's going to be bobbled just enough for McDermott to reach on his second infield single of the day, as Morrow couldn't hold on to it. And McDermott is now 3 for 3. He's reached base every at bat. He's been absolutely locked down.
He really has.
I'm pretty sure he's batting 900 through his last 10 at bats.
It's incredible. He's been like a little like firebolt for this team.
Yeah.
Firebolt, lightning bolt.
Either way it works. That brings up Eddie Rosado. Every time I see his name, I think Eddie Rosario.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah. But it's Eddie Rosado.
It's dang close.
McDermott looked back to first, but he got back in time. So Rosado's still waiting for the first pitch of his at-bat. His previous 2, he hit into a single and then reached on an error, and now appear to have a mound visit. And it looks like a pitching change. As Ryan Jacobson did very well, it will be a pitching change. Jacobson comes off. Jacobson only allowed 1 earned run, struck out 1, and did a solid job all around. The new pitcher for Neshaminy,
Jimmy Seeds.
I was thinking, like, is that? I was at the jersey number wrong by a mile.
Yeah.
I thought it was number 4. It's number 17. And who'd you say that was?
Jimmy Seeds.
Thank you, Steven. Jimmy Seeds, right?
Yes.
So Jimmy Seeds now takes over on the mound for Neshaminy. We'll let him warm up. We'll take a quick break here on the broadcast. Number 17, Jimmy Seeds, coming in relief of Ryan Jacobson. Eddie Rosado reappears in the batter's box, still waiting for the first pitch of his at-bat, which will now come from Jimmy Seeds. McDermott remains on first. And the pitch swung on, hit well left center field, the wind taking it a bit, but not enough. It is caught in center by Anthony Trommer. McDermott forced back to first. And the wind is really picking up now. That brings up Aiden Robbins with a sac fly and a pop out in his 2 plate appearances. The pitch from Seeds. Swung on, hit a line drive into left field to base hit. It's going to go into the corner. McDermott has speed. He's flying around second. He's going to get green light to third, and he gets there safely sliding. It's a double for Aiden Robbins, and the Firebirds have 2 men in scoring position on second and third with only 1 out. here in the bottom of the 5th.
A rare double. I feel like we don't see doubles very often.
Yeah.
It's a good hit. I thought he was going to score there for a second.
Me too. He's that fast. Reese Accord now coming to the plate, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a pop out. Accord ready. Pitch from Seeds goes high. McDermott thought about stealing home, and Robbins right behind him. But he's forced to go back to third.
Good song choice by Reese Accord.
Yeah. I wanted to say classic, but it's only been out for like, what, 6 months?
Yeah, no, it's just all over TikTok.
Yeah. Accord ready for his 1-0. And the pitch from Seeds. Taking it a little outside, ball 2. That walk-up song is not stuck in my head.
Yeah,
That probably will be all day. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss. And that was a big cut by Accord.
Tried to send that one out, I think. That was,
Yeah.
wow.
Accord 1 for 2 with the pop out today. He has a 2-1 count. The pitch taken up and in, and it hit him. Accord hit by a pitch, and the bases are now juiced for the Firebirds with only 1 out. And it's the D1 commit, Matt Goldenbaum, coming to the plate. Goldenbaum 0 for 1 with a walk and a pop out. Goldenbaum to commit to USF. Looking to prove his worth here with the bases loaded and 1 out. And the pitch. Swung on, foul back. Actually, we haven't talked about this yet. The Firebirds in their really nice camo jerseys today at home. Neshaminy on their away red and whites. But I really like those camo jerseys.
I do too. It goes really good with the red, actually.
Yeah. Red numbering and a little bit of red trim. The 0-1, swung on line drive, caught at
Great
second,
play.
and they double him up.
Play. Wow.
What a tremendous play by Rob Del Buono over at second. And that is how the inning comes to an end. Neshaminy gets out of the inning in an unbelievable fashion as Goldenbaum hits into a double play on a line out. And Neshaminy barely retains their lead. It's 2-1 through 5. Luke Hardnock leading it off for Neshaminy here in the top of the 6th. Amadi stays on the mound for HGP. And the pitch. Swung on. Ground ball over to short. Fielded on a hop by Gong. Throws to first in time. The Fires get the first man retired very quickly. And there's now 1 out as Hardnock rounds out.
Number 6, Rocco Zizzo, is now in for Mike Armine. Armhine.
Armhine was 0 for 2 with a pop out and a K. One of the 2 strikeouts recorded by Reese Accord. Only 3 total strikeouts recorded by any pitcher today. 1 by Ryan Jacobson for Neshaminy, and 2 by Reese Accord for HGP.
Yeah, a little different than yesterday, that's for sure.
Yeah. Rocco Zizzo making his first plate appearance of the day. And the pitch fouled off. 1 out and no man on for Zizzo. Neshaminy leads by 1, 2-1 in the top of the 6th. And the 2-1 pitch from Amadi. Swung on, hit well, center field. It was staying in the park, even though it's carrying a bit, and Robbins makes the catch. So Zizzo flies out, and that brings up the 4th pinch hitter of the day for Neshaminy, Evan Hale. Dan Nocito subbed off. He was 0 for 2 as well with a strikeout and a pop out. And there's now 2 outs and no man on for the Skins, who lead it by 1, 2-1. First pitch from Amadi. That's taken for a strike. The 0-1 pitch swing. Check swing, did he go? And he did. Amadi looking for the first strikeout of the game. And the pitch. Taken for a strike, that's strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes in the pitch. Then a little inside. There's ball 2.
Been a bit of a weird game so far, I would say.
Yeah.
All these stolen bases, all the infield singles.
And stolen bases, infield singles, and then the beautiful double play by Del Bruno
Yeah.
to keep Neshaminy in front. There's a ground ball foul. The count stays 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pinch hitter Evan Hale making his first step out of the day, going against Joey Amadi. And the pitch coming from Amadi. Just a little outside, ball 3, and the count now full. Three balls, 2 strikes to Hale, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him. Joey Amadi gets out at the beginning, getting his first strikeout of the day, and it remains a 2-1 Neshaminy lead through 5.5. Way to the bottom of the 6th, it's HGP trailing by 1, looking to change that. Leading off on the top of bottom of the sixth inning for the Firebirds is the third baseman, Will Kalak. Kalak over 2 with a K and a ground out. And the first pitch to him is popped up, shallow infield, left field side, and caught over at short, and caught by Michael Morrow. Kalak pops out in the first pitch, and that brings up Matt Rindell. Rindell 0 for 1 with a ground out and a walk. First pitch to him is way outside, ball 1.
Looks like that ice cream truck finally moved.
Yeah, it appears it did. And the pitch. Taking for strike 1. And the count now 1-1 from Seeds. One ball, 1 strike to Rindell. Seeds in his stance. And the pitch. Taken up high and away. Ball 2. Pitch to Rindell, swung on, hit well, shallow right, charging in. He didn't make the catch, and Rindell gets on base with a 1-out single as the right fielder Rocco Sizzo couldn't make the diving catch. Firebirds walk-up songs are slapping today.
I know, they really are. Wow. Sometimes they're a little iffy, but today they're really good.
So Amadi 1 for 2 with a single and a fielder's choice. He's been on the mound the last 2 innings. Napoleon Otani is going back to first with Rindell. The throw back was not in time. So Rindell sits on first. 1 out and a man on for Joey Amadi. And the pitch. Swung on. Hit well, right field. Sizzo coming on. This time he makes the catch, and he forces Rindell back. That brings up the number 9 hitter and the shortstop, Matt Gonglick. He's 0 for 2 with 2 pop-outs. A man on first and 2 outs as the Firebirds getting near the end of their string here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch. Fouled off the cage. And the count 0-1. Won the count. Look back to first, not in time to get Rindell. And the 0-1 to Gonglick, fouled off again.
Oh,
That went into the parking lot.
Oh, and it went towards you. Wow. That bounced and went towards some people near our fence.
No balls, 2 strikes to Gonglick. And the 0-2 pitch swung on, hit well to right. Sizzo again makes the catch.
Man.
And that's out number 3. So the Firebirds retired in the bottom of the 6th inning. Way to the top of the 7th and final one. It's a 2-1 Neshaminy lead. Andrew Plen leading off. The catcher, number 15 for Neshaminy. He's over 2 with a pop out and a ground out as the Skins lead in the 7th and final inning, 2-1. Pitch to Plen, taken for a strike. Amadi will remain on the mound for the Firebird pitching. He got his first strikeout at the end of the last inning. He takes down low ball 1, and the count evens up at 1-1.
Turning into a bit of a dust storm with all the wind right now.
I think the Firebirds JV team just walked it off, or at least one.
Yeah.
They're celebrating
There you
out
go.
the field. Plen ready for this 1-1 in the dirt. Two balls, 1 strike now the count to the catcher Plen. And the pitch swung on. Ground ball, shallow second throws. What a play by McDermott.
Wow.
McDermott going full send to Rosado. And number 1 gets the first out of the top of the 7th.
I've seen some great plays today.
Yeah.
It's always McDermott, I swear.
And McDermott's 3 for 3 today. He's leading off at the bottom of the 7th.
Oh, man.
Michael Morrow, the shortstop, now comes to the plate. The pitch swung on, popped up, right field side, and
Oh. Ooh. Wow, that was...
that smacked something.
Yeah, that was loud.
And it may have hit the side of the field house. That didn't sound right. Count 0-1 to Morrow. He takes outside, ball, or strike 1. Strike 2. Look at the ball, it took me off guard. No balls, 2 strikes to the shortstop Morrow, who's 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. And the pitch. Check swing didn't go.
Yeah.
That's ball 1.
I feel like those JV games always finish before ours do.
Yeah. I think they start before ours do.
Oh, that makes sense.
Pitch from Amadi, and the dirt ball 2. Amadi looking for his 2nd strikeout of the day. He was ahead in the count 0-2, and now it's even up at 2 apiece. 2-1 Neshaminy leads in the top of the 7th. The Firebirds will have one last chance, at least in regular innings, in the bottom of the 7th to tie the game or win. The pitch to Amadi. Pitch from Amadi in the dirt again, ball 3. 3-2 now the count tomorrow.
I think Morrow has the green light here now in the 3-1 count.
3-2, but yeah. The pitch. High, ball 4.
Good at bat.
4 straight balls from Amadi. And there's now a man on first and 2 outs for Neshaminy. And it's now the leadoff hitter, Anthony Trommer, coming to the plate. And that is not what Amadi wanted to see. Man on first, 1 out for Trommer. And the pitch. Swing and miss. Trommer 1 for 2 with a single, ground out, and a walk. Amadi throws back to first, and Morrow gets back in time. Trommer waiting for his 0-1 pitch from Amadi. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled back in the count 0-2. Morrow takes the lead off first. No balls, 2 strikes to Trommer with him 1 out and the man on. And the pitch, Trommer steals, little high, the throw to second is not in time. And good backup by Noah McDermott as he was backing up Gonglick. A man on second and 1 out for Neshaminy with 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Anthony Trommer. Connor, the center fielder, again, 1 for 2 today with a single. And the pitch from Amadi. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Drop third strike, but Freeman applies the tag. And there's 2 outs as Amadi has his second strikeout of the day. Rob Bueno comes to the plate. He is 0 for 2, or 1 for 3, with a single, walk, a fielder's choice, and 2 RBIs. So he was 1 for 2 right the first time. The pitch from Amadi, taken inside, ball 1.
Oh, wow.
The wind continues to pick up.
Wow.
Everything's shaking. Like our outfield cam. If I switched back to the outfield cam a few seconds ago, it would have been leaning forward and shaking back. So Bueno, the second baseman, ready. 2 outs and the man on second. He has both RBIs saved from Neshaminy. And he takes inside again, almost hit him. And they count 2-0. Even the home plate gate shaking where we have the camera set up.
I think everything's just shaking.
Yeah. 2-0 the count to Bueno. Pitch taken for a strike. 2-1 now the count. Morrow remains on second after stealing second. 2-1 the count to Rob Bueno, the second baseman. And the pitch. Taken for strike 2. 2-2 now the count. Amadi looking to battle back and get his second strikeout of the inning. And Amadi takes a step off the mound. And Bueno will reset as well. Again, the count 2-2. Bueno, the second baseman, is 1 for 2 with a single, a fielder's choice, and a walk. And he has driven in both of Neshaminy's runs. 2-2 pitch from Amadi. Swung on. Ground ball over to short. Fielded by Gonglick. Throws to first in time.
Nice
or
play.
not in time.
Oh, wow.
And throwing back to first. So the play is safe and a run scores. Interesting call, but Bueno is safe at first. Morrow scores. It's 3-1 Neshaminy. It looked like he got him initially. I guess Rosado came off the bag. And Bueno will get looked at as he sits on first. So 3-1 Neshaminy leads on another RBI by Bueno. Where there was no throw. There was no throw home from Rosado. They have a cart in the way at first base, so we can't see exactly what happened. But it is 3-1 Neshaminy.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was a little weird.
So now it brings back up Jace Bonner. 0-for-0 with a walk, his first time up pinch hitting. Bueno stays in the game on first. Takes a solid lead. Amadi goes home and pitch high. (3-1) Skins in the 7th. The Fires will have one last chance in the bottom of the 7th to either tie it and send it to extras or win it. They have the top of the order coming up, but for the moment the Fires need to get out of the inning with only having allowed 1, as Bonner swings and cuts right through it. Again, Bueno comes creeping off first. The pitch from Amadi, swung on, popped up, shallow left, coming in on a left field, and making the diving, or almost diving catch is the left fielder, Matt Reindow. The Firebirds get out of the inning only allowing 1 run, but will 1 be enough for Neshaminy? They lead it by 2. It's 3-1 going to the bottom of the 7th. Noah McDermott leading off for the Firebirds here in the bottom of the 7th and final inning. McDermott 3 for 3 with 3 singles today, 2 of them being infield hits. He scored the only run today for HGP as well. First pitch taken high and away, ball 1.
So Kane, you think we're going to see a walk-off here?
Hope so. Jimmy Seeds on the mound. Seeds almost conceded a run in the last inning, but it was a great play by Del Buno to keep the game at a then 1-run lead for Neshaminy. They now lead at 3-1 as the 0-1 taken down the middle for a strike. And the count now 1-1 to McDermott. Seeds waiting for a sign. He has it and into his windup, and the 1-1 pitch to McDermott. Outside, ball 2. One main thing the Firebirds need to work on is making sure they don't get too aggressive in this situation.
Definitely.
Because they were swinging it a lot on Thursday when they were only down by 1, and they didn't really put together a great at-bats. Is that one taken away, ball 3 by McDermott.
Yeah, I think some of that is like realize that you don't have to hit a homer here. Like if you can just string some hits together, you can still win.
Especially not McDermott, who's not known for being a power hitter, and he takes strike 2.
When someone like McDermott has such great speed that you want him to get on base, so if he can just get on somehow, he can change the game.
3-ball, 2-strike, full count to McDermott. No outs, nobody on the bottom of the 7th, and a 3-2, fouled off. We'll do it all over again. 3-1 Neshaminy leads. HGP needs 2 to tie, 3 to win. And a tie would send it to extras. Seeds ready on the mound. And the 3-2 full count pitch to Noah McDermott. Swing and a miss, he got it.
That's a big out.
It is a big out. McDermott 3 for 3 out today before that. And it's only the 2nd strikeout today for Neshaminy's defense. First time McDermott has been retired today, and that brings up Eddie Rosado. I knew it. I knew I was going to say Rosario once today. Eddie Rosado.
That'd be cheating if they had Eddie Rosario, I think.
Rosado reached on an error and has also got a single today. Long wait from Seeds, and the pitch to Rosado. Taken for strike 1 on the inside corner.
You wonder if that strikeout by McDermott, if that demoralizes the Firebirds at all, because
That's it.
McDermott was, yeah, definitely. He was like one of their best players so far today.
No balls, 1 strike to Rosado. And now see take a quick step off. We'll come right back in. With 0-1 to Rosado. Swung on. And ground ball over the left side. Throws to first in time. And the Firebirds down to their final out as the play was made on the left side of the infield by the third baseman, Luke Hardknock. Aiden Robbins, the Firebirds' last hope here in the bottom of the 7th. Robbins, the center fielder, has the only RBI today for the Firebirds and a sac fly. After that, he popped out and hit into it and hit a double. The first pitch taken for a strike.
Yeah, I think we really got to get those paperweights next time.
Yes.
This is a struggle.
0-1 the count to the center fielder, Aiden Robbins. On deck is Reese Accord. He's been known to send balls out, but will he come out? Will he have a chance to? The pitch to Robbins, swung on, ground ball over to short. He's through for a base hit, and it's a bobble in center. Robbins being aggressive, going to second, and he is out.
Oh, no.
And that is how the game ends.
Oh, man.
Robbins disagrees, and he is adamant that he's right. He stays on second.
Oh, man.
It's a 50-50 call, but the Firebird bench does not agree. But that's how the game will end nonetheless. The Firebirds fall 3-1 to Neshaminy after they raise their Eastern State Champions banner. They do not play like it here today at Holy Ghost Prep. They lose 3-1 to the Skins. And that's how our broadcast will come to an end. So your MVP today, offensively for the Firebirds, Noah McDermott, 3 for 4 with 3 singles and a run scored. But for Neshaminy, it had to be Rob Del Buono. All 3 RBIs today for Neshaminy.
Wow.
He has 2 singles, a walk, and a fielder's choice, reaching base every at-bat. For the Firebirds, they battled, but just not enough. It was 1 run, and they lose by 2, 3-1 to Neshaminy. So I'm Caden Stewart.
I'm Steven Zaglin.
And we're signing off from the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel. We'll be back for our last game on Wednesday.